Bar Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Okay, there's a car blocking a Volkswagen. Husayn S is the number plate. Husayn S, number plate, Volkswagen. The debate session will start in 5 minutes' time. So if you can move that car as well, that would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Inshallah, we'll start in 2 more minutes. If I can request everyone to come a little bit forward and encourage everyone who's going to be participating. That includes the participants themselves who are worshipping in the mosque and have secluded in starting their itikaf. So if I can request everyone to come forward and fill up these space, like these space. If you want, get yourselves chairs so you can sit on chairs, but in front of the participants, not on the side. So 2 more minutes. All right. So like when we start, when there's 30 seconds left.
Yeah, it works. Yo, it's working, it's working. Mine, that's it, mine.
Start the timer when I start, yeah?
Yeah,
Straight in for
are they going to be doing the exact same thing while we're speaking?
No, after. Like, after
Why
they
you
speak.
shaking, fam? Man, bro, just chill out. Hold my hand, bro. Really.
That's it.
Trust me, it'll work. Oh, it's gonna be a long day, guys. Yeah, look, your hand's shaking. You gotta be chilled. And you know what you do, yeah? You look the judges straight in the eye as well. And if after a few points, after your first point, you look them, and then second point, look them, third point, look them, and make your body language as well, yeah. So you're moving as well.
Oh, yeah.
See over there?
Bro, the only thing I can't do is like highs and lows for the.
Yeah, even adding. Man, fam, they can hear me, fam. It's mine though. I'm inspiration, Amanda. Yeah, I quite like just close the boom, fam.
Sit down. I wanted to stand up.
I don't want to stand up because my legs were shaking last time, innit? This is enough shaking for me, bro.
Nah, I prefer standing up. Like, otherwise I don't feel like.
Imran and cool. Oh, yeah, I've got a mic on, fam. Let me mute this. Did I mute this thing, bro?
Hello? Okay. We are ready to start as soon as everyone takes their seat and we get hold of an additional mic. So we'll be starting in the next 10 seconds. In the meantime, you can start reading the two motions that will be discussed tonight. I can take my chair back.
I leave it like that.
Can they
I
hear
want
me?
to stand up.
Yo.
I want to stand up and speak.
Yes, you could stand up and speak. I'll move it like that. I can hear you. Don't worry, bro. Wait. It works. Didn't work, bro. They done you over. It Where's Mukhtar from? I'll ring him right now. I'm gonna go get one like this.
Back after each one of us does it.
Nah, I think it's at the end of the...
Then what we know, like, how many points does it need?
Yo, we can hear you. Yo, they can hear us as well. It's on mic. He said...
Yeah, they're turning it on.
I said my bad. Oi, his mic's not working.
Oh, it's not working, is it? It's working. Hello?
It works.
Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali.
Thank you for your patience while we were experiencing technical difficulties. Okay, so welcome all to the MKSI Leicester Youth Debate version Shahr Ramadan 1444. Before we get into the depth of our debates, we'll just go over some housekeeping, what the motions will be discussed, some rules, and of course the judges will also go through the marking criteria as well. So we'll start off with the two motions that are going to be discussed tonight and debated on. The first motion is the Madrasa plays a more important role in the formation of my character than the school does. And on my left, there is a team that argues for the motion, and on my right, the team argues against the motion. And the second motion that will be discussed tonight is digital technology is making our lives better. And again, there will be a team that will be discussing this motion for and against. We have with us three judges, and I will let the judges introduce themselves and go over the marking criteria straight away. Mukhtar, could the judges have a mic as well, please?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Rasul Alidina. I'll be one of the judges today. My experience has been in debating with MUN, both abroad and in Tanzania, as well as in Toastmasters in the US.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Imran Mauladina. I don't have much experience in this sort of stuff, but inshallah, this is going to be a very interesting debate. So good luck to both the teams, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ali Abbas Panju, and Imran does have a lot of experience actually because he's spoken from the podium quite a lot. I'm going to go through the criteria here that for the benefit of the participants as well as for the judges. So on the judges sheet, you will see that the first criteria is voice projection and voice expression. So from the participants, there's 3 marks allocated for that. I hope you're listening. 3 marks allocated for that. You have to project your voice even though you have the use of a mic. Is that clear, Merchant? Yeah. And the second criteria is body language and eye contact. So you're going to have to make eye contact with every member of the audience and use some body language. So for that, I'm going to ask the participants to stand up and speak. Don't sit down. Okay? You can use the podium there, or in fact, it would be better if you don't use a podium and you just come and stand in between the 2 tables there or there, and then we can judge your body language from that. 3 marks for that. And then there's the quality and research of your content. So your content itself, how well have you researched it? 3 marks for that. And how well have you delivered it? Is it structured well enough? Has it got a start, a clear start, a clear middle, and a clear end for conclusion? That's 3 marks. That's a total of 3 times 4, which is 12 per participant, which means 12 times 3 for each team, 36 marks. So clearly the one with the greatest number of marks will be the winner of the motion. After that, you will get 5 minutes. When all 6 speakers have spoken, you'll get 5 minutes to discuss your rebuttal. Okay? You have chosen your team captains already. So you're going to have 5 minutes while the audience takes a break. Hopefully there'll be some tea or something. And Then you're going to have one team captain present that rebuttal. That is against the people that you've just heard. So I expect that you're actually making some notes about what the other person is saying, the other team is saying. And for that, again, it's the same criteria, 3, 3, 3, 12 marks. And altogether, we're going to then judge you out of 12 times 4, actually, which is 48. And that's the winning team for that motion. And then the next motion goes ahead. Any questions from the participants? Okay, then we can get started. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, but it's 3 minutes, isn't it? Sorry, I forgot to introduce the timekeeper at the end there. He's going to give you 1 minute warning. So after 2 minutes, he'll give you a warning, and that means you have 1 minute left. And then that's Askari, right? Hassan? Muhammad Askari. And then we've got Ali Merchant in the middle here, and he's going to be just running between the two tables just to make sure the Excel sheet is kept up to date, getting the marks from us and putting them into Excel sheet. Okay, and then obviously you've got Muhammad Ali Muraj, who's the master of ceremony. Any questions? Okay, let's get started.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum, I'm Ali Merchant. So the chairperson we have here is Muhammad Ali Muraj, and also the moderator for this debate. I'm the councillor and just be totaling up all the scores for everyone, and also then determining which team comes out the winner. And we have Mukhtar, who's handling the AV side for this whole debate, and then we have Muhammad Askari here, who's just timekeeping, and as Ali Abbas said, he'll give a 1 minute warning to all the participants. So yeah, as Ali Abbas already said, there'll be a main round. Each participant gets 3 minutes to speak, and after that, the team captain, who's already been appointed, will then have a chance to transfer a rebuttal to the opposing team's argument.
So just before we kind of start off with the debate, we'll just go over a couple of terminology, and it's going to be an education for all of us, hopefully. So there's 6 terms that we will be using as part of this debate, and they need to be matched to the terms below. So whoever knows from the audience the right answer, please raise your hands. So the topic which is to be debated, what is that called? The motion, thank you. The side which agrees with the motion. Proposition, the side that disagrees with the motion. Opposition, the terminology used by the chairperson to maintain order. Say it louder. Point of order. So if I see anyone talking and if I say point of order, that means everyone needs to be quiet, including the team from the proposing team, opposing team, and the audience. So when the term point of order is mentioned, everyone needs to be pin drop silenced. And then the person who keeps the time and gives time signals, who's that called? Timekeeper. And finally, the person who is in charge of the debate, who makes sure that everyone follows the rules and introduces the speakers. He is chairperson. Well done. So, without further ado, I have great honor introducing the first motion of our debate, which is the Madrasa plays a more important role in the formation of my character than my school does. On my left, I have the proposing team, which is Ali Abdullah, Husayn Walji, and Zainul Abidin Rajani. And on my right, I have the opposing team, Muhammad Merchant, Taqi Abbas Muraj, and Maysam Salman. So I will now give the mic over to the proposing team, and whenever you start talking, your time will start straight away. All the best.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Husayn Walji, and today I'm supporting the statement
that madrasa plays a more important role in shaping my character than school. In order to support this statement, we first need to understand the difference between these two institutions. Both madrasa and school are two different educational systems. On the one hand, you have madrasa that prioritizes moral and spiritual education, whereas school prioritizes academic learning. The Prophet, peace be upon him, has said, choosing one's character means adopting to the noble qualities and virtues that are praised in Islam, such as kindness, generosity, honesty, humility, and patience. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the Ahlul Bayt are the best role models for all Muslims, as they have shown the best character throughout their lives. I will hereby present a few points supporting my notion that madrasa plays a more important role in shaping my character than school. Firstly, madrasa helps us become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and gain more spiritual growth. Even though school may shape me for my future, madrasa shapes me for my hereafter. For example, madrasa teaches me to perform my wajibat and stay away from haram. And without my wajibat, such as salah, I would not achieve success. As Imam Ali alayhi salam has said, and know that he who leaves off prayer, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not grant him success. This has a negative impact on my character. Secondly, in madrasa, we pray in congregation, which is highly recommended. In the Quran, in Surah Baqarah, ayah 43, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, bow with those who bow. This verse tells us not to just pray individually like in school, but to pray in congregation like in madrasa, which develops a sense of unity and character. Finally, madrasa gives us an opportunity to smile and greet others, everyone more than school. Because in madrasa we are taught that the Prophet, peace be upon him, has said, smiling is charity. Madrasa has encouraged me from a young age to greet people first and send peace and blessings upon them, which means I get lots of rewards and demonstrate good character. In conclusion, madrasa holds a more significant role in shaping a person's character than school. Madrasa focuses on teaching Islamic principles, values, and morals, which gives us a solid foundation to understand the purpose of life and gain a stronger connection towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Through madrasa shaping one's character, individuals are encouraged to adopt good manners in all aspects of their lives. Thank you.
The statements. I now pass it over to the opposing team. Who is it from the opposing team that will make your opening statements? Go on, Taqi Abbas Muraj. Whenever you start talking, your 3 minutes will start. At minute 1, you'll have 1 tap on the table. At 30 seconds, you'll have 2. And when your time is up, you'll have 3 taps on the table.
Muslim, right? Like the whole point of our life is to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I mean, these aren't my words though. In the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He states, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. He says He has not created us except to worship Him. And you're easily going to come up and say, what's the point of life if you take God away from it? What's the point in life if you take God away from it? The thing I have to say for that is the first point is extremely true. We've been created only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. However, the second point is false because it doesn't take God away from you. Instead, it brings you closer. The reason for that is It allows you to take our religion, Islam, outside of our mosques and outside our madrasas. It helps us promote our religion to the outside world. If you look at Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't just propagate into a small, concise circle. No, he preached into the outside world. And another very important point is on the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah isn't just worshipped through salat, through Quran, through du'as. No, Allah is worshipped through the service of His creations. When you're able to become the top engineer, the top accountant, the top doctor, you are not only able to help the Imam of our time, you are also be able to help Allah through your skills. Hence why school is way more important than madrasa in building the character, because from the wide range of subjects like English, math, science, the list goes on and on. Once you have such a wide range of subjects, you also have a wide range of career paths, which help you build your character not only in this physical world, but also in the hereafter. And you can help the Imam when he reappears and serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way he would like to be served. So in conclusion, school is way better than madrasa in building your character.
Remarks. I now give the mic over back to the proposing team. And is it Zainul Abidin that's going to start us off? Go on, Zainul Abidin, your time will start as soon as you start into the mic.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zainul Abidin Rajani. Today I am part of a team that will be discussing why we are for the motion of madrasa has a major impact on my character than school does. Firstly, madrasa teaches me lessons about morality and ethics that are not emphasized enough in mainstream education. For example, Islamic laws teach us what is right and wrong, keeping our faith solid and strong by having the best akhlaq and building our qualities in what we are being taught. In madrasa, we can pray on time, we learn about the past from the first successor to the last, and how we can successfully follow the Islamic ways of life by learning from them. Secondly, madrasa provides a strong sense of community and belonging that is not always present in school. For example, the young and the old learn to practice Islam together, sharing their thoughts, making new friends. It's a safe place where we can openly discuss our beliefs with one another. Finally, madrasa challenges me to be a better version of myself. It encourages me to strive for excellence in all aspects of life. Madrasa is not just about memorizing religious texts, but understanding them and applying them to our daily lives. This requires things such as critical thinking, analytical skills, and the ability to communicate efficiently. These skills will serve me well in my future endeavors. In conclusion, while schools may provide us with academic knowledge, madrasa goes beyond that and builds up our character in ways that mainstream education does not. Madrasa teaches us about morality, provides a sense of community, and challenges us to be better individuals. We have religious scholars available to provide us with Islamic knowledge and answer any questions which we may have. In Leicester alone, there are 85 madrasas. Our very own Sharikatul Husayn Madrasa has over 200 students and a waiting list of students who want to join, which shows the demand is there and parents know the importance of their child being part of a madrasa. It is a vital component of our education that should be valued and respected. Thank you.
Thank you, Zainul Abidin. Back to the opposing team, Maysam Salman.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Schools and madrasas both teach knowledge to students. However, what they teach us varies. Some might go up and say that schools are better in building your character, and some might say that madrasas are better in building your character. So let's take a look a bit further. One reason why schools shape our personality more than madrasas is that we spend much more time in schools. It's a simple concept. The more time we spend, the more it's going to shape our character. Furthermore, the environment of school is such that we are told to do tasks that involve critical thinking, problem solving. These tasks help our brain to develop and mature further. On average, a student spends 40 hours a week in schools, whereas we only spend 4 hours a week in madrasas. This means that there is a 10 times difference on the impact that schools can have over a student's personality than madrasas. Schools are also better for building a person's character because the subjects that schools offer are more well-rounded, and what they teach us helps build skills that can be used for life, such as maths, which we use every day. These are important as it helps you prepare for the real world as compared to a madrasa, which mainly focuses on deen, du'as and Quran. Secondly, the importance of schooling is backed up by our imams. Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam had a school in which he taught math, alchemy and astronomy. And his student is the person that created algebra. So why should we disregard schools when our Imam himself taught it? And lastly, not only does school teach theoretical subjects like math and science, but school also teaches stuff like PE, woodworking, food. This makes schools much more versatile as it helps kids discover what they are good at and what they enjoy doing. This makes students much more confident about what they want to do in the future. In conclusion, schools shape our personality more than madrasas, as we spend way more time in it, and the subjects taught in schools are much more well-rounded and teach us skills that will help us in our future. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mason Salman. The final speaker from the proposing team for the round one, Ali Abdullah.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. The environment in which children are raised plays a significant role in shaping their character and beliefs. While school could provide a valuable education and social experience, there's a strong argument to be made that madrasa plays a more important role in the formation of a child's character than school does. In contrast, while school can provide many valuable skills and experiences, it's not necessary to provide the same level of spiritual and moral guidance that madrasa does. In a mixed gender environment, it's also difficult to maintain the same level of focus and discipline. Another important factor to discuss is your peer group that you pick. In madrasa and in school, in madrasa, children are surrounded by like-minded individuals who share the same faith and values. This provides a strong sense of community and support that children to stay on the right path. In school, however, children are exposed to a much wider range of individuals, many of whom not share the same values and beliefs. This can make it more difficult for the children to stay focused and stay focused on their faith and to resist negative influences. Finally, madrasa provides children with a deeper understanding of their faith and the teachings of Islam. This is important, and not only for spiritual growth, but also for intellectual development. By learning about the history and philosophy of Islam, children can develop critical thinking skills. In conclusion, while schools provide many valuable skills and experiences, it's clear that madrasa plays a more important role in the formation of a child's character than school does. By providing spiritual and moral guidance, a supportive peer group, and a deeper understanding of Islam, madrasa helps children to stay on the right path and to develop into a well-rounded individuals who are prepared to face the challenges of the modern world. Now, before I leave, I have a question for everyone here. In which society or in which place would you want your sons and daughters to be raised in? Would you want them to be raised in a place that teaches them fasad, or would you want them to be brought up in a place that teaches them about their faith and how to strengthen their beliefs? I'm done. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you, Ali Abdullah. Now for Ali Merchant to make the closing remarks for round one of the opposing team.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Muhammad Merchant, and today I'll be talking about why school shapes your character better than madrasa does. I will do this in 3 steps. Number 1 is school builds the character of young students better than madrasa does. Number 2 is school has a more authoritative grasp on students than madrasa does. And number 3 is school sets up students better for the future than madrasa does. One key aspect of school is that it helps to build and shape the character of young students, in addition to teaching academics. Just as schools teach maths, English, science, and other subjects, they also prioritize fundamental aspects of character building, such as respect, empathy, compassion, and integrity. Schools also devote a significant amount of time to help children with decision making and problem solving, which are essential life skills that will help them in their future. In contrast, madrasa tends to focus mainly on religious teachings and does not emphasize the key life skills that school offers. So therefore, attending school will benefit children more in the long term and help to shape their character and the type of person they become. My second point is schools have more authority over children than madrasa does. This is because they have a set behavior system in place to deal with misbehaving students. For example, at Beecham College, they have a system in place that starts with a warning, then escalates to a detention, then an isolation, then suspension, and then exclusion. This behavioral system ensures that students behave appropriately, and because the school enforces this system, the students learn from their actions and behave better in the future. In contrast, madrasa does not have a set system in place, which means that children will and because the school enforces it, students learn from their actions and behave better in the future. And in contrast, madrasa does not have a similar behavioral system in place. So students are more likely to misbehave without facing any severe consequences. This demonstrates that schools are more effective at building children's character than madrasa. And my final point is schools do a better job of preparing students for the future than madrasa does. Because when you finish your GCSEs at 16 years old, school offers numerous different routes that you could take, such as finding a job, pursuing A-levels, which can lead to getting a degree and getting any job you want. School provides these opportunities and sets you up for the future. And in contrast, madrasa finishes at 16 and you do not receive any qualifications or merits from it. Which means that after madrasa, there are no options available for you. Which means that overall, attending school shapes your character better than madrasa and prepares you for a better future. So in conclusion, the points I have talked about today have led me to believe that school does a better job in shaping your character than madrasa. And if I had more time, I would talk about how school teaches you more about discipline, punctuality, and leadership. But this is all I have time for today.
Thank you, Muhammad. So now we're going to break for 5 minutes and allow the proposing and opposing team to prepare their rebuttals. In the meantime, there doesn't seem to have been any tea ready, so what I'm going to do is fill the time with some interesting quiz questions, if you're all up for it. Yay or nay? Nay, fine. So I'll let you sit and chill in your selves.
I don't care. And if possible, could you tell all the other participants?
Hello? There still seems to be some people chilling, so I'm still going to do my quiz. All right. This one I found on WhatsApp. It's a Quran quiz. How well you know the Holy Quran? So, whoever knows the answer, raise their hands or shout it out. How many times is the word Quran mentioned in the Holy Quran? The closest one gets the right answer. It's not higher than 24? Higher than 50? Huh? How many times is the word Quran repeated in the Holy Quran? 74 is the closest one. It's actually 70. So I'll give that point to Abbas. The other question. Which is the best drink mentioned in the Quran? Milk is the right answer. So just shout out the answer, by the way. What's the best eatable thing mentioned in the Quran? Honey. Which is the shortest surah of the Holy Quran? Kawthar. The most disliked thing by Allah, although halal, is divorce. This guy's on fire. All right. Which letter is the most used? Alif. Close. Which letter is least used? Yeah. Which is the biggest elephant mentioned in the Quran? Biggest animal? Elephant. Did I say it? Which is the smallest animal mentioned in the Quran? Mosquito. How many words are in the smallest surah of the Holy Quran? The closest answer wins. Whoa, this guy is 42. Okay, which surah is called the mother of the Quran? Fatiha. This guy's on fire. All right, how many surahs start with Alhamdulillah? 5. Oh, yes, please. By the way, we've got 3 minutes left. All right, 2 more minutes then. Actually, I'll take it later. Oh, actually, I'll take it later there. Yeah. All right, another one. How many surahs name is only one letter? 3. Who said 3? Yeah, it's Qaf, Sad, and Noon. How many surahs start with the word Inna? Not 5. Less than 5. 4. Surah Al-Fatha, Nuh, Qadr, and Kawthar. How many surahs are Makki surahs? 86. That's a hard one. All right. Which surah is from the name of the tribe of the Holy Prophet? Quraysh is the right answer. Which surah is the heart of the Quran? Yasin is the right answer. Which surah is the name of Allah repeated only 5 times? That's a hard one. Even I wouldn't know that. Which surah is the name Allah repeated only 5 times? I'll give you a clue. It's either An'am, Hajj, Maryam, or Mu'mineen. Not Maryam, not An'am, not Hajj. Okay. Which surah is the name of a holy war? It's not Jamal. It's what's the another name for Khandaq? What's another name for Khandaq? It starts with A. No. A-H. By the way, you guys have 1 minute left. No, that's with a U. A-H-Z. Ahzab. Which surah is the name of a metal? Hadid. Which surah is considered a third of the Quran? Yeah. Ikhlas. Which surah was revealed twice? No. Yeah. Fatiha. This guy's on fire as well. Both of you. All right. In which surah is Bismillah repeated twice? That's the known number. Oh, ironically, in which surah does the word fa not appear? Surah Fatiha. Yeah. All right. Oh, by the way, you have 30 seconds. Are you nearly ready? Are you not ready? Ali Abdullah and team, are you ready? 30 seconds. Yeah? 3 more minutes. Yeah, we'll give you 30 seconds because then we've got other debates to get to as well. Proposing team will go first. All right. Which surah has every verse ending with the letter Dal? Yeah. Surah Al-Ikhlas. Which surah was revealed in the honor of the Ahlul Bayt? What? Dahar or Insan, as it's also known as. Which surah has every letters ending with the letter Ra? Ra. Kauthar. Okay, and that's time. So we will go back and start our debate. So the motion of the debate is Madrasa plays a more important role in the formation of my character than the school does. The proposing team, who's going to be making the closing arguments? Okay, so from the proposing team, we have Husayn Walji making the closing argument. From the opposing team, who is it that's going to be making the closing arguments? It is Taqi Abbas Muraj. So, Husayn Walji, whenever you are ready, you have a question about objection rule. Please go ahead. Okay, so in this debate, we're not raising any points of information. So a point of order I can raise, a point of information the participants of the debates can raise and object to what they're saying. However, the judges have decided that in this debate, because it's the first one, there's going to be no objections or no points of information. What you are able to do is you're able to object on anything and everything that was said by them beforehand. Right? So they've had 3 speakers. You can object to anything and everything that they said in their speeches beforehand. And that's the whole point of your time right now. You're rebutting and you're objecting and you're refuting what they've said before. You can't object to anything right now. No, so that's it. Yeah, so vice versa. You can't object in the middle of the debate. Yeah, because you're going after them, you can then object to them. And you can object to any of their things that they've done previously. Yeah, of course. That's the whole point of this. All right, fine. So you can only object on the things that have been spoken about previous to this minute. Also, because the audience has been so lovely, and if you continue to be as well behaved, then I can add another terminology, and this way you can engage with the participants every time, and use sparingly, but every time a participant of either side makes a good point or a good comment, you can then say, here. You cannot say Nara Haydari, you can say Nara Haydari at the end. Right? So you can say here if you really enjoy the point that the other participants are making. Another question? After the rebuttal, that's it, game over. The new team will come and the winners will be announced right at the end. Okay? All right, so Hussein Walji,
Can we start objecting from now?
you can start objecting straight away.
So I could just talk about the speeches right now.
100%. So whenever you're
What
ready,
did you have about the speeches? What did you have?
you have 3 minutes.
What did you have about the
Who's speaking? Or are you gonna share the
Yeah,
speech?
could we share? Yeah, share the speech. Is that fine? I brought these man, but more good.
Okay, participants, this has already been made clear to you in the rehearsals yesterday. There'll be one team captain who's going to collate all your points and say it in front of everyone, and will be judged in the same way using the 4 criteria, 12 marks. Is that clear? So decide who that team captain is.
We have 3 minutes before the rebuttal right now to talk about the speeches.
You have to start now. You had time already to write.
So this will be part of the rebuttal. But he just said we can object for 3 minutes.
Okay, listen. Who's your team captain? Have him come here. He's going to speak for 3 minutes based on what you've discussed. Okay, go ahead.
So the first point I want to mention is Merchant. He mentioned about how his school and lots of schools have behavioral systems, but Madrasa has already taught us from a young age not to mess around, not to have fights, and this stopped it stopped the behavior from occurring when we went to an older age. And so now I wanted to ask this question: Do you see many fights in Madrasa, the same amount you see in school? Well, the obvious answer is no. And second point, from Misam, he mentioned about how school is much more 10 times more than Madrasa. But I ask you, quality is better than quantity. In Madrasa, it is evident because lots of people don't like going to school. They'd rather stay at home and not go to school because school is just repetitive and going every single day, 5 days a week. So quality is better than quantity. Dr. Abbas also mentioned that Prophet Muhammad preached using his education, but it was actually his akhlaq that helped him gain the people and helped him gain people to become Muslim. Merchant also mentioned that school teaches you respect, but you actually learn respect through Madrasa. And then Misam also, his second point was that the sixth Imam has taught school, but instead I ask you, who gave him the knowledge? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And where do we learn about Allah? We learn about Allah in Madrasa, and Allah correlates back to Madrasa. And Dr. Abbas said, with school, you can be like the top doctor and the top surgeon, but what's the point of being a top doctor when you aren't doing your wajibats and you don't have that knowledge, to stay away from haram? Yeah, salawat.
You can make your final rebuttals.
So when Ali said about how schools are way harder, in the Quran Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated the trials are also a mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you can't say just because school is harder we should go to madrasa. Another thing is Zainul Abidin was talking about how you can't learn Shia knowledge from normal schools, which is not true, because for example, if you look at London, there are many schools, but Shia schools, which teach not just Sunni literature. Because if you look at normal ethics in schools, you'd find that generally they only talk about Sunni Islam. But if you look at London, which is a great example, it teaches a lot about Shia school, which shows that it's not only disregarding the fact that we are Shias. Another thing about Zainul Abidin is that madrasas you said that madrasas teach all aspects of life, which is not true. I agree, it does teach important things, but not all things. For example, when was the last time you went to madrasa and they taught woodworking, for example? You get what I mean? So not all aspects of life. It really only touches, in detail of course, but it only really touches Islamic studies and maybe some Arabic. So that really, and that doesn't prepare us for the hereafter. Of course it prepares us for the hereafter, of course, but not in this physical world. And the reason we need so much effort in this physical world is not so we can have a lot of money, no, so we can serve our Imam when he reappears and serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the same way. Because I remember when Husayn spoke about Prophet Muhammad and him talking about spirituality, Prophet Muhammad himself propagated the message outside of things, not just inside small madrasas. He propagated outside the thing, which goes back to the thing I mentioned before when I was in my proposition. He went outside and made sure that every single person knew what the religion of Islam was, which can easily be known when talking about schools. And Zainul Abidin said that more people go in madrasa, or a lot of people go in madrasa. That thing doesn't really make sense, because I could say the same thing for school. So a lot more people go to school than madrasa. So that point you made doesn't really add any value to the thing. But Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
The school system, the madrasa system, is a better system that develops in character building. So to encourage the both participants from the proposing and the opposing team, please recite a very loud salawat. And if I can request the participants to take back their seats, and the debate team of the second motion to please take your seats. I believe there are 4 people on either side, so please bring one more seat with you. I'll take this mic because this is a lot more powerful.
Is that right if we stand?
Yep. Okay. So the opposing team is on my right, the proposing team is on my left. Is everyone going to use the podium, by the way, from the opposing team? If everyone's going to use the podium, then I might as well keep the mic here. And it is the same with, you'll stay here? Okay, that's completely up to you. In that case, just keep it here so it just makes it easier for you. Okay, so on the motion, digital technology is making our lives better. On my proposing team, which is on my left, I have Ali Asghar Bukhari, Ali Akbar Bukhari, Muhammad Mahdi, and Ali Raza Qasim. And on my right, opposing the motion, is Jawad Salman, Shani Abbas Damji, Sayyid Ali Abbas, and finally Hassan Qasim. So I open the floor and I open the debate to the proposing team. Whenever you are ready, whenever you start speaking, your 3 minutes will start immediately. Just 1 second. Before you start, make sure you say your names, yeah? Just say your names before you start, please.
Dear judges, audience, and everyone listening online, Assalamu alaikum. I am Ali Raza Qasim, and I'm here to talk about the motion that digital technology makes life easier. It benefits us in many ways and in our daily lives, and sometimes you might not even realize that you're using it. You might be aware of Safari and Google and all of that good stuff, and you're using it every day, but you don't know that it's digital technology. You also may have heard of WhatsApp, FaceTime, and it allows us to connect with our family and friends abroad. I mean, we all might have family around the world, in America, India, Pakistan, Africa, And it allows us, because once we didn't have all of this good technology and we had to use letters which would take months to get to. But now we can communicate in split seconds. And people might not have time or money to travel, and especially in a time like COVID when people were furloughed, they didn't have any money. We were not allowed to go abroad, yet even step foot out of our houses. We couldn't go to schools and gain our good education. We couldn't go work. We couldn't earn money for our families. We couldn't attend funerals, and we couldn't go shopping to get our necessities. But as important as they all are, we couldn't even get our desires. This has also helped us, as advanced technology has helped us overcome all of these problems. Now we see platforms such as Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Cisco WebEx meetings. Suddenly we are able to attend all of these places. We were once restricted, and now we're allowed to meet once again online. Recent statistics show that 56% of people work at home as a result of this deadly virus. This is another benefit of advanced technology in such hard times like this. It's also helped us to benefit in saving our money, as people may work far from their home cities in Manchester or Loughborough, for example. They've saved money from traveling there and back every day, 5 days a week, and saving money for petrol. It's also helped us to work at home and spend more time with our family. For example, in our break times, we're not having to sit at our desks just wondering what do we do. We can actually spend time with our kids and families. As a result of this, 44% of people in the UK still work from home, and it's benefited them, as they might have elderlies, mums, dads at home who are sick, and you can look after them. To conclude, I personally think that digital technology can impact us and how we live our lives, and it makes it easier as a youth, but also the elderly
And that's
can
time.
learn. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Qasim. Muhammad, I pass over the mic to the opposing team. And starting us off is Shani Abbas Damji.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Shani Basdamji, and I will be talking about a few reasons why digital technology is not good for us. So, firstly, although digital technology has improved our lives so much, there are so many online apps on social media platforms and also notification alerts that it's become so easy to get sidetracked and lose focus whenever we're working on important tasks. The constant bombardment of information and stimuli can lead to a phenomenon known as digital overload. This can lead to reduced concentration, increased stress, and decreased productivity. Moreover, digital technology encourages a rapid processing style of info, which has been shown to diminish our ability and to engage or connect with deeper and more complex ideologies. As a result, our attention spans have reduced significantly, and we may struggle to process or retain information that is presented in a more detailed manner. Procrastination is another very common issue in today's world. With the increasing reliance on digital devices and technology, distractions are only just a click away, making it difficult to stay focused on work and personal goals. Social media platforms, streaming services, and other forms of entertainment can be major distractions that draw people away from tasks, leading to procrastination. Additionally, the constant notifications and alerts from smartphones and other digital devices can create a culture of interruption, further increasing the problem of procrastination. For example, the constant connectivity that digital technologies affords us to be reachable all the time. This is a problem because employees would never feel fully disconnected from work because they could always get a notification or a call to come back in. Lastly, the increase in behavior that often accompanies increased due to the use of digital technology can also contribute to stress levels. A lack of physical activity has been linked to feelings of depression and anxiety, as well as other health problems such as obesity and poor cardiovascular health. In conclusion, the rise of digital technology has brought both advantages and disadvantages into our lives. However, we do need to be careful whenever we use digital technology to not be addicted, etc. Thank you for taking your time to listen.
Thank you, Shania Bastamchi. Who do we have next? Ali Asghar Bukhari. Ready when you are.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Ali Asghar Bukhari. And today I'll be talking about how digital technology makes our lives better. First of all, digital technology makes our lives better as it allows us to communicate in different ways, such as words, audios, videos, and phone calls that can even be live. The World Economic Forum states that at the beginning of 2000, there were 740 million cell phone subscriptions. 2 decades later, it surpassed 8 billion. This means that there are more phone subscriptions than the number of people in this world. Secondly, digital technology makes our lives better by helping us stay in control of ourselves. This is due to AI, artificial intelligence, helping patients monitor themselves. For example, throughout a patient's journey in the hospital, they are attached to many devices. This can be beneficial for nurses as they can get alerts and they can stay in control of the situation. The United Nations states that AI-enabled technologies are helping to save lives, diagnose diseases, and extend life expectancy. Lastly, digital technology makes our lives better by allowing us to pay digitally. Apps like Venmo and PayPal allow customers to sit on their sofa and purchase items without fuss. This was widely used during the pandemic and now has become common in modern-day society as a customer feels safe and secure using these services. This is also great as cash, which is made out of paper, will be used less, which means that the trees will be saved and more fresh air to breathe. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali Asghar Bukhari. Who do we have next? Hassan Qasim. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I'm going to be talking about a few points why digital technology is not good for us. Firstly, dependency. Dependency can lead to a loss of critical thinking skills and self-reliance, making people rely on machines to carry out daily tasks. For example, you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is frantically look for your phone. You cannot even start your day without looking at it, and you are dependent on it for example, for the time, the alarm, your messages, social media, and etc. Without your phone, you are completely lost, as if you can't function like a normal human being. It makes the human brain lose focus because the computer does everything for us. Smartphones have also taken over our entertainment. We use smartphones to pass our time when we are bored, instead of going out to get into the free world. People are reliant on the machines so much that it has created job losses as well. For example, imagine you go to your favorite place to eat and the staff behind the counter takes your order. And then the next time you go, instead of that staff, you find instead a touch screen which will take your order. So that means that that staff has lost their job. Digital addiction. It can be addictive, leading to compulsive behavior and causing people to neglect other important aspects of their lives. People are spending too much than necessary on the screens. Research shows that once you're on a screen, your brain continues to make you stay on it. Having social media accounts keeps you very addicted. You want to keep checking your posts and how many likes you've got. You read one story after the other online and lose focus. You start avoiding family members, your work, religion, and health. Addiction can cause anxiety, stress, obesity, which can lead to the inability to interact with the real world.
Thank you, Hassan. Qasim? Who's next? Ali Akbar Bukhari, ready whenever you are.
Assalamu alaikum. Dear judges, audience and listeners, my name is Ali Akbar and I would like to present my argument in 3 main points. Why digital tech makes our lives faster, easier and better. Number 1, genomics. Number 2, GPS. And number 3, online learning platforms. Let's now go into this with complete depth. Number 1, genomics. With the use of digital tech, we can use genomics, which is a science focused on the structure, function, evolution, and mapping of genomes using genetically engineering technology. With ever-increasing computer processing speeds, DNA sequencing and advanced analytics have led to amazing progress in agricultural production, greenhouse gas reduction, and even the ability to fix human genetic conditions. With new tech, we can fix the human problems and make our lives much easier. This is important because the world is using too much fossil fuels and need to stop immediately or the world will start rotting. Climate change over the past century has been slowly rising, melting the ice in the Arctics, which are killing the rare species. Greenhouse gas emissions killing us as a release of carbon dioxide in the air. Due to human activities, by using the tech given to us, we can acknowledge and stop the causing the earth to die and to solve these using new technology to create a better environment. One fact can be that carbon dioxide in the air has risen by 50%, easily becoming more and more over time. So with technology, we need to see the causes and remove them overpowering stuff made from tech. My second point will be the GPS, the Global Positioning System. This is another reason why digital tech is helping us in life. Everyone uses the GPS on a regular day-to-day basis. Every day we navigate to each other's house, mosques, events, etc. Evidence why GPS is important. They have reduced accidents up to 20%, decreased travel time by 15%, and saved fuel costs by 10%. This helps our daily lives become more efficient. Online learning platforms helps us in school as we need homework, we can research, and we can search things that we may not know about. We can also learn about Islam online through agastani.org and help us understand and learn the rules of Islam. In conclusion, I think that digital tech helps us in a better life. And as a society, we need this to further develop, and yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Ali Akbar Bukhari. And from the opposing team, we have Jawad Salman.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Jawad Salman. I'm going to tell you about how digital technology affects our lives. Digital technology affects our lives negatively. This is because spending too much time in front of screens can lead to a sedentary lifestyle, which is associated with a range of health problems. This is because sitting for long periods of time can slow down metabolism, decrease muscle mass, and increase fat storage in the body. Also, when we look at screens for prolonged periods of time, our eyes have to work harder to focus, which can cause eye strain, headaches, and dry eyes. This is sometimes called digital eye strain or computer vision syndrome. One of the most significant risks associated with digital technology is distracted driving. Texting or using a phone while driving takes your attention away from the road and increases your risk of accidents. Within the last year, digital technology has contributed to more than 6,000 deaths and 500,000 injuries. Another example is poor posture. Sitting in front of screens for long periods of time can lead to poor posture, which causes back pain, neck pain, and other problems. This is because when we sit for extended periods of time, we tend to slouch or hunch over, which can put strain on our spine and other parts of our body. As a result of sedentary behavior and poor diet, excessive use of digital technology can lead to obesity. Studies have shown that children who spend more time watching TV or using digital devices have a higher risk of being overweight or obese. Some individuals report experiencing symptoms such as headaches, dizziness, and fatigue when exposed to electromagnetic fields emitted by digital devices. While this condition is not recognized by mainstream medicine, it can be a source of distress for some individuals. It's important to use technology in moderation and practice healthy habits such as taking regular breaks, maintaining good posture, and limiting screen time to mitigate these negative effects. The growth of digital technology has also brought an increase in cybercrime. Cybercrime can lead to financial losses for individuals and organizations, including theft of money and sensitive financial information such as credit card details or bank account credentials. It can also result in identity theft where criminals steal personal information such as social security numbers, addresses, and phone numbers. This information can be used to make unauthorized purchases or engage in other criminal activities. Cybercrime can also take the form of cyberbullying, where individuals use online platforms to harass, intimidate, or bully others. This can lead to emotional and psychological harm, and in some cases even physical harm. A consequence of cybercrime is ransomware attacks. Ransomware attacks are a type of cybercrime where criminals encrypt a victim's files and demand payment to restore access. Overall, the impacts of cybercrime can be far-reaching and have serious consequences for individuals, organizations, and society as a whole. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Jawad Salman. The final speaker for the proposing team for this round is Sayyid Muhammad.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, teachers, parents, and students. Digital technology refers to digital services, systems, and resources that help create, store, and manage data. Digital technology has transformed life in the 21st century, and there has been a shift in the way people learn and communicate. This shift means that children of this era are most frequent users of digital technology. So my topic for today's debate is digital technology making our lives better? To add, now coming to my first point, I believe that technology helps children become independent learners more quickly. This is because once they learn how to use digital technology safely, they are able to explore the topics of interest on their own, helping them develop their mind and teach them new things. The most obvious examples is during the pandemics, resulted in the rapid adaptation of digital technology, which accelerated learning and enhanced productivity with powerful learning digital tools. Moreover, children were given homework online instead of being on paper. Not only did this help the environment by saving paper, but it was more engaging as well. Even after the pandemic, children are set online work and the teachers easily give their feedback, which quickly helps them reflect on things they are struggling on. Children can also play educational games which are entertaining as well. If they start getting this skill early, they can make huge strides for future careers. The nature of work has been transformed by digital technology. Increased connectivity options mean that many people now have far more opportunities for working from home. As remote working becomes increasingly common, many jobs can now be done from hundreds or even thousands of miles away without any difficulty. Now, for my final point is that it improves multitasking. Studies have shown that with digital technology, children learn how to multitask more efficiently. They can learn how to listen and type to take notes during a lecture, which can help them to be successful in the future and save them a lot of time, giving them more time to be productive. In conclusion, digital technology has helped build a better future. Thank you for listening to my speech.
Thank you, Sayyid Muhammad. And for the final speaker of the opposing team for this round, we have Sayyid Ali Abbas.
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sayyid Ali Abbas, and today I'll be explaining as to why we believe in our notion that digital technology is ruining our lives. One of the reasons that digital technology is ruining our lives is because it leads to social isolation. Digital technology leads to social isolation, as it means that people are communicating more online and communicating less face-to-face with people that they know in person. This replacement of face-to-face communication means that people are spending more time communicating digitally to people who may be strangers to them and people who they may not know, instead of talking to people who they may know in real life through means such as messaging apps, social media, and video conferencing. This lack of face-to-face interaction means that people will develop weaker interactions and weaker relationships with people around them, and it will cause them to have weaker relations when they try to make real-life interactions. Furthermore, social media can contribute to the feeling that people will be social media can contribute to the feeling that people will have the fear of missing out, FOMO as it's commonly abbreviated. This fear of missing out in activities and social events means that people will be afraid to not take part and may get involved in the wrong types of activities online. Research from Regis College in the United States has shown that ages 19 to 32, people who with higher uses of social media are 3 times as more likely to get social anxiety as those who do not use social media at all. Another point that explains our notion as to why technology is ruining our social lives is privacy concerns. The digital age has created new concerns about privacy, and personal data is being stored and shared by corporations and governments, mainly without the knowledge of the individual. Digital technology creates a vast amount of data, and this data is very commonly saved and stored by the governments and the big companies, especially Silicon Valley companies. This data can be used to improve products and target advertising. However, sometimes it can be used to track behavior and monitor individuals without their consent. Without the data being collected and stored in a safe place, this means that this data could be breached. When this data gets breached, it means that a leak of data, such as credit cards, names, and addresses, may be leaked, meaning that people are unable to be safe of what they have, and people will be more likely at risk of their personal accesses being breached. In 2018, Facebook CEO Mr. Mark Zuckerberg was put on the trial against the United States Senate, in which Senator Durbin asked, "Mr. Zuckerberg, would you be comfortable sharing with us the name of the hotel you stayed in last night?" Mark Zuckerberg replied by saying that he would not be. And the senator once again asked if he would be comfortable.
And that's time.
Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Thank you so much, Sayyid Ali Abbas. And that brings us to the conclusion of the first round of the second motion. We now go for a 5-minute break, allowing the 2 teams to prepare their rebuttals, and we will reconvene in 300 seconds, inshallah. If there are any volunteers to lead a quiz, then please be my guest and take over the mic.
latest digital technology introduces safety.
Three and a half more minutes left. So I'll bring all the judges forward, and you lot can have a...
Yeah, no, it's just Imran wanted...
no, it's useful. Like you all
Imran
need to
wanted
have...
to say a few.
Yeah, so for motion 1 and motion 2, before you announce the winners, all of you can talk, and you announce the motion 1 winners, and I'll give you the gifts. You can hand it out.
Prize for the best speaker.
There isn't, but you can give them a prize.
I don't think there is one, is there?
There isn't one. Well, maybe the best speaker is as well. I don't know, there isn't.
Okay, unless then we'll just announce it because I think there should be.
Yeah, there should be one. Who's all? I thought you were there. 7 years. There's just enough. 2 minutes left. Mustafa Bhai wants a quiz. Any question?
I don't know questions.
We've got 2 more minutes. Mustafa Bhai is going to ask us some questions.
Yeah, membership. Who's turning 18 soon?
A question from Mustafa Bhai Walji. Who's turning 18 soon so he can give out membership subscription forms?
That's one motion that everyone opposes. There's no proposition.
Okay, 40 more seconds. Ten more seconds. Where's the other judge? Imran? Where's Abdul Rasul? Where's Abdul? It's coming, yeah. So at the end, before the winners are announced, when we all kind of talk about a couple of minutes each.
Participant of the previous motion is helping the other team. Maybe someone is going in, helping over there or here. It's
All right, as Shani Abbas Bhai rightly pointed out, 10 seconds are over 10 seconds ago. So, for the opposing team, who is the captain? Ali Abbas, Sayyid Ali Abbas. And from the proposing team, who is the captain? Hassan Qasim. Ali Hassan. Ali Raza Qasim. So we're going to start with the proposing team, Ali Raza Qasim. The mic is yours. Whenever you're ready, your time will start when you start speaking.
I am back here once again to support our motive. Shani Abbas, you said notifications are not going to be helpful and they are a distraction. However, if I get some sad news, someone in my community has passed away, I need to know about this and I have the right to. So notifications can be helpful. Also, Jawad said that using your phone can be a distraction too while driving. But if I need a GPS, then this could help me in really good ways. And you also said that it could lead to obesity. But now you get apps popping out that help with your mental health and your stress, like meditation apps such as Calm. And you can lose weight as there are apps that support you with your weight. Also, you said, Ali Abbas, it's a social isolation. If I have family, for example, in America or Pakistan, I can actually build bonds with them instead of not talking to them at all. You also mentioned that there is also cybersecurity and how you could get affected by this. But there are platforms and you can have cyber security protections and antiviruses, etc. You have protective features available. You also said that our privacy concerns are not protected and that they are also monitored. However, you do have age-suitable content for your little kids as well, and if it is monitored, then you are aware and people will catch up with you if anything happens. If they live elsewhere, again, I can strengthen bonds. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. So, Asghar, you said that we can use technology for communication, audio and video communication. However, this audio and video communication is only limited. For example, if somebody does not have the right means to talk with me, I won't be able to talk with them. So it's always better to talk with somebody in real life. Furthermore, you said AI helps the world. However, nowadays people are afraid that they might lose their jobs due to this artificial intelligence, such as somebody who uses coding in their job. They may be paranoid that AI might come over and take their job, and they will be left without a job. Furthermore, you were talking about PayPal and Venmo, and how they help purchases. However, these are mere money-making schemes, and their users are only their customers, from which they use credit and interest to make a profit. Furthermore, Akbar, you were talking about genomics. Genomics goes against the teachings of Islam, because while science attempts to describe our creation as much as it can, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Furthermore, you talked about how this technology is so important to us. However, the mining and the extraction of the materials can lead to this devastating e-waste. And it contributes to global warming so much that it will not help it, it will only make it worse. Furthermore, people who use GPS, They are only using this because they are dependent upon technology, and they're unable to recall any of the information required to move around naturally in their environment and their surroundings. And to conclude, Muhammad, you were talking about how this creates children to become independent learners. However, technology only makes young children vulnerable to grooming. Furthermore, you were talking about how homework can be done online, but children can always find ways to get their homework done through Google or using methods of cheating to get their homework done with aids from the internet. Furthermore, you were talking about games that these children can play, but these games are only wasting time and taking time away from which these children could be learning with and doing something productive. Thank you very much.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So that brings us to a conclusion for the second motion as well. And the two debates have now been concluded. I will allow the judges to mark and complete their markings, and for Ali Merchant to finalize the scores. My role as a chairperson ends here, and so I hand over to Ali Merchant, who will now facilitate the judges to give their final remarks and to announce the winners and to gift the winners and the other team with gifts and vouchers and certificates. In order to encourage everyone who participated, as debaters and audience members, please recite a very loud salawat. That's fine. All right. No, you don't come forward though. Yeah? Okay. Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat. The final time has come. The judges are nearly ready for this. If I can request everyone to take their seats ahead as the debates are now over. And if I can request the judges to come forward. Once the judges come forward, just a quick housekeeping rule. When everything is done and dusted, please do help and clean everything away because there is Friday prayers tomorrow. And your help and cleaning up everything will be greatly appreciated. So I'm going to pass over the mic to Ali Merchant and we'll let the judges and we'll let him facilitate the judges with their remarks. And the handouts of the gifts. Yeah.
Right, so Assalamu alaikum everyone. So in terms of winners, there will be a winner from each motion. So the team that won from each motion. And then there will also be a best speaker from each motion. So the person that got the highest mark from each of the two motions. So I'll hand over to Brother Abdul Rasul.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. First I'd like to say I'm very happy with how all of our children have performed here today. Every one of them has put a great amount of effort into coming into here and to present what they wanted to present. Many of them have done great research into their topics. The three judges, we will all cover a specific section that we were looking at. We all looked at all the sections, but the one I'm going to talk about is the delivery of the content, how our students or how our children were supposed to deliver the content, what we were looking for, right? So what I personally was looking for when it came to delivery was, firstly, within the time limit, right? That is very strict. You have 3 minutes. I'd expect everyone to finish their speech between 2 minutes and 30 seconds to 3 minutes. If you didn't complete within that time, you either didn't have enough content or too much content. The second thing I was looking at was if there was a clear beginning, middle, and end to your speech, if you were clear about what you were concluding, if you were clear about telling us what you wanted us to do, which was a call to action. Did you want us to support you? Did you want us to not go to Madrasa? Did you want us to go to school instead? What did you want us to do? Did you just talk about the topic, or did you tell us as a crowd what we had to do to be convinced, right? And number three, the last thing we were looking at was if there was anything that you used to increase the efficiency of your speech. That meaning storytelling. Did you use parables? Did you use humor? Did you appeal to people's emotions? Or did you use your own vulnerability to reach out to people? Or did you stick predominantly just to factual things? Because in a debate, or even in a speech, we're not always looking at the facts, right? The truth of the matter is Donald Trump won his elections by lying. Yeah? We know this. This is a fact. He lied. Why did he win? Because he convinced people he was saying the truth, even though he wasn't. Okay? I'll now pass it on to Brother Imran, who will talk about content.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum everyone. First and foremost, I was really impressed with all of you. It's very difficult to speak at this age. I find it difficult speaking at my age, so very well done to all of you. I was looking at the research side, and to be fair, each and every one of you, I think it was the highest scored section in the marking criteria. So well done to all of you again there. Every single one of you gave good, clear examples. I think there was a lot of statistics. There was a lot of real life examples that you used as well with references. I think there was a few examples about, president saying this, and there was this study at Harvard and this study at this university. So it was very well presented and very well presented in front of, a variety of different people around. So I have really good things to say about the research. So thank you so much. I don't have any much more feedback because, like I said, research was top scores for me. And I'll now pass it on to Ali Abbas Panju, Brother Ali Abbas, for the final remarks, which I think he did the projection and body language. Salawat.
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. I have to say that the standard was actually quite good from having looked at when I used to do these things 10 years ago with the youths there. I think that it's a very good initiative to get involved, that the youths of this community get involved in public speaking. And I hope that initiatives like this not only has come from the ladies actually, really I think the gents also need to take take the forefront instead of wait for the ladies to have us to try and organize these things. So a shout out for the ladies, in fact, a loud salawat for them to have organized this for the gents, please. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. I was looking in particular at the soft skills, so voice projection. This is an area that was probably not done very well and needed most of the work. Even though you have a mic, you need to be able to project your voice. Your voice needs to come from within your chest. Yes, Ali Abbas? From within your chest, not your throat. And that's way you are able to project it to the last person sitting in the audience. Voice expression is another one as well. Yeah, Jawad? Voice expression so that you can have your highs and lows. If you make it interesting for the audience with a high and a low, it shows that you believe in what you're saying. If you just come and speak, then you don't believe what you're saying, and we're not going to believe what you say. We're just literally looking at what you are saying and how you are doing it. Body language also is something that was, I felt missing quite a lot. And you need to try and include, your head movements, what you're doing with your hands, and it has to be appropriate. So reading from a script is going to be, is actually a no-no. You need to actually have memorized that's why we had the rehearsals. And finally, eye contact to every person. You don't have to just, look at somebody's eye for just 5 seconds. If I looked at somebody and just spoke at them, like I'm doing right now, that means that the people around them just feel involved as well. Make it meaningful. Don't just look there and look there. It has to be meaningful, so you're involving the whole audience. Okay, and that's me. I'm going to now pass on to Ali Merchant, who has worked very tirelessly to produce the Excel sheet and some other organization that he did. And I think it's only fair for him to announce the winners of each motion and also the best speaker. If I can ask the judges to come and give out the prizes as well while these are going to be given out. Okay, but Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
Okay, so the first motion that was discussed tonight was, does madrasas shape our character better than school does? So for this motion, the team that was opposing this motion has won. So the team that was arguing that school shapes a character better. So that team included Muhammad Merchant, Taqi Abbas, Muraj, and also Maysam Salman. So loud salawat for you guys. Come up and collect your reward. Yeah, yeah. Can I now ask the other team in this motion to come up and collect their certificates as well, please? With a loud salawat, please. No, they don't.
No,
This is for the judges.
That's for the losing team.
Yeah, but the losing. Okay.
So 3-3.
Yeah, yeah. This one. There you go.
Well done. Easter egg for you.
I think he might have left. And then also the person that got the highest mark in this first motion was Muhammad Merchant. So a loud salawat for him, please. There's no prize. There's no prize. It's just everyone gets told. Okay, you guys can go back now. Okay, so our second motion tonight was, has digital technology made our lives better? So for this motion, once again, the team opposing this motion has won. So that team included, if I'm not mistaken, Ali Abbas, Jawad Salman, and who else was in that team? So can all those people please come up and collect their gifts as well? Go on. It's for the losing team. But yeah, just keep. Can I now also ask the other team in this motion to come up and collect their gifts as well? And then from this second motion, the speaker that scored the highest was Sayyid Ali Abbas. So loud salawat for him as well, please. So from the two motions, the highest score overall for any of the individuals today was, so second place was Sayyid Ali Abbas with 26 out of 36. And the highest was Muhammad Merchant, which was 32 out of 36. So loud salawat for them, please. Then the last round of gifts we have tonight is for everyone that volunteered to be a part of this. So we have a few Easter eggs for them as well. So here's one for you. One for you as well. There you go. And I'll take one for myself as well. And here's one for, there you go, and one last one for Muhammad Ali Muraj. Okay, and then that concludes our ceremony for tonight, so I'll hand back over to, Oh yeah, please also everyone help clean up, so the chairs need to go back where they were, tables need to be folded.
Can none of the participants leave, please? We need help in cleaning up, so all participants stay behind to help clear up. Qasem, you as well. Okay, no, you can go. It's fine.